Hey guys, hope you're all doing really well and welcome back today to another FIFA 19 ratings prediction video. We did one of these the other day for Man City and you guys seem to really enjoy it, so I thought why not follow that up with another Premier League team. And today, as I'm sure you can tell by the title, we're going to be looking at Liverpool, a team that have made many signings, and I thought it would be a really interesting one to look at. I'd love to hear your thoughts as always on the player ratings in the comment section down below, and let me know where you think, as it stands, Liverpool are going to finish next season in the Premier League. But just like the Man City one, we're going to be going from back to front. We're not going to do the entire Liverpool squad as I did with Man City, but we're going to do the main core of it. So again, let me know your thoughts on the ratings down below and let me know where you think Liverpool are going to finish. But without further ado, we're going to kick things off with the goalkeepers. Let's get stuck into it. So the two goalkeepers we're going to be looking at are Alisson, the first of many new signings to come. Of course, recently arrived from Roma for 60+ million. I think it was 62 million, maybe 66, I can't quite remember now. And also Karius, of course, the keeper that ended up being the #1 for Liverpool last season and had that horrendous mistake, or two, some might say, sorry, in the Champions League final. So pretty diabolical end to the season for him, whereas Alisson for Roma has been absolutely sublime all season. Had a pretty underwhelming card on FIFA 18, was an 80 rated non-rare. Karius also 80 rated on FIFA 18, but he was a rare card. And you can see now my FIFA 19 predictions, tale of two cards really. We've given Alisson an upgrade, Karius a downgrade. Karius I've taken down by 1. I don't think he had a bad season. I think it was just that one game, but a lot of unwanted attention to him. I still think he's a solid keeper, but I think because of the attention that he's got, he's probably taking a bit more slack than is probably necessary. I'm still going to give him the downgrade. 79 is still a pretty decent keeper, and I think that's all Karius is. I think he's just an average goalkeeper, so to speak. But stats-wise, we've taken his diving down by 1 from 84 to 83. A couple of other minor adjustments. His position we kept the same at 76. Reflex is the same as 85. Kicking we dropped down a little bit. I think his distribution hasn't been great, so we've reflected that with a -3. And his handling we've taken down by 1 as well to 73. Whereas Alisson, like I say, completely different story. +3 overall. I was torn between giving him an 82 or an 83. Went with the 83. You can see pretty major upgrades in diving from 75 to 82. Reflexes I kept the same. Positioning I upgraded by 2. Handling I took up by 3. With the most major increase you'll see on his card is the kicking, which 70 is not high enough for Alisson. He's pretty well known for his distribution and he's playing out from the back, so I've boosted that right the way up to 81 to reflect that. And yeah, 83 rated card. Like I say, a big upgrade on his FIFA 18 one, and a card that I think you'll see a lot more of in FIFA 19. So now we're going to move on to the defenders. The first three that we're going to be looking at are all fullbacks. We've then got another 3 that are centre halves. The first 3 are Alexander-Arnold, who obviously had a breakout season for Liverpool, season just gone. We've got Andy Robertson, who similarly, I wouldn't say he broke out as much as Alexander-Arnold, but still had a great season, particularly towards the back end. And then Milner, who, you know, he's ended up being a bit of a makeshift left back, but has been half decent now, I think it's fair to say. Alexander-Arnold has only got a non-rare 68 rated card on FIFA 18, so I think it goes without saying that's going to be upgraded. We've got Andrew Robertson, 76 non-rare left back, and then James Milner, the 80 rated left back on FIFA 18. And the upgrades that we've gone with here, and I say upgrades because I think it's pretty obvious that a couple of those at least are going to be in line for some pretty decent stat boosts. Alexander-Arnold has gone up in my predictions to a 78 rated fullback, so +10 overall, probably the biggest upgrade that we've had so far in these predictions. Stats-wise, we've upped his pace by 4, the dribbling we've taken up by 8, his shooting we kept at 58, I didn't think that was too relevant. Passing we've taken up pretty significantly as well. The physical we've put up to 73 from 66, and the defending has gone up to 76 from 62, so some pretty intense upgrades there, but well deserved for Alexander-Arnold, who had a fantastic back end to the season. I think some people might even argue he could be higher than 78, but I think that's about right for now. Andy Robertson we've taken up by 3, so from 76 to 79. Again, some pretty nice boosts in there. The pace up by 2 from 80 to 82. Dribbling we've taken up by 1 to 76. Defending has gone up by 4 from 74 to 78, and the physical also by 4, no, forgive me, by 5 from 72 to 77. Passing we've taken up pretty nicely as well from 68 to 73, and we've kept the shooting the same. So those two have had some pretty nice upgrades. On the other hand, James Milner I've decided to take down by a couple. Might be a bit controversial, but I just don't think he really tore up too many trees last season as a left back. He did okay, but I think the fact that he's obviously not getting any younger is going to influence the decision to give him a downgrade as well. So stats wise, we've taken his pace down again by a couple from 67 to 65. Dribbling we've kept as it is, and his defending we've actually taken up as he's played another season at left back. I think that's warranted. by 1 from 76 to 77. Physical remaining the same at 78, but we've kept his passing the same and taken his shooting down from 74 to 72. So his card hasn't changed too dramatically, but I don't think he's going to be retaining his 80 rating. I can see him getting a downgrade, and yeah, I think that's probably about right for Milner. Looking at the next three, we've got three centre-backs. We've got John Matip, Virgil van Dijk and Dejan Lovren. Matip 83 rated in FIFA 18, Virgil van Dijk similarly 83 rated in FIFA 18. Of course, got the upgrade partway through the year after his transfer from Southampton. And then Dejan Lovren 81 rated. I don't think he got an upgrade or a downgrade, but he did, of course, had a pretty nice World Cup, which is bound to influence his FIFA 19 card. But looking at the predictions that I've gone with, we've got one staying the same, one going up, and one going down. So a bit of everything in this one. We'll start off with the one that's staying the same. That's Dejan Lovren. I have taken his pace down significantly from 56 to 52. I think his pace is pretty much non-existent as far as I'm concerned. But we have put up his physical slightly from 82 to 83 and taken his defending down from 82 to 81. So although the card has stayed the same rating wise, I have made a couple of changes in there as well. He's still not a very comfortable defender in my opinion, but I think the fact that he had a decent World Cup might save him from getting a downgrade essentially. Talking of downgrades, John Matip I've put from 83 to 82. Some people might say this is a bit harsh, but he didn't do enough in the Liverpool shirt for me last season. He did have a bit of an injury, which you could say would have affected that, obviously, but I don't think he's an 83 rated player as it stands. I think 82 is fair. Still a very solid player, but he's got a lot of proving to do. And I think if he gets in a lot of game time next to Van Dijk next season, he could potentially push on to the next level. But stats-wise, kept his pace the same at 67, dribbling also the same at 67 as it happens. Defending we've taken down from 84 to 82. 84 was way too high for Matip in my opinion. And physical we've kept the same. Passes we've also kept the same. So the major downgrade there coming in the -2 in the defending. But again, the card not looking too dissimilar. But yeah, 83 to 82 in my opinion. The upgrade comes in the form of Virgil van Dijk, who I don't think anyone can question was fantastic to Liverpool when he came in last season, and whenever he played they look a better team with him in the side. Pace we've kept the same at 73 as we have with dribbling at 70. The defending I've taken up from 83 to 84. Kept his physical as it was at 85, and we're giving him a passing boost from 67 to 70. A pretty good ball playing centre back Van Dijk. 70 might even be a bit harsh, could even go a bit higher with that, and I don't think it'd be too frowned upon. But yeah, an upgrade, one staying the same, and a downgrade in those three. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below on these. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of opinions flying around. And we'll move on to the midfielders. So now we're moving on to the midfielders. We've got four that we're going to be taking a look at. A couple of new signings in there as well for Liverpool. We've got Fabinho, recently transferred, 84 rated on FIFA 18. Jordan Henderson, of course, the captain in Liverpool, 82 rated in FIFA 18. Naby Keita, another new signing, 83 rated he was in FIFA 18. And Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, 80 rated, who has been actually ruled out for the entire season pretty much for next year, which is a real shame because he was doing really well playing that central role for Liverpool, which is what you're going to see as we take a look at the FIFA 19 predictions right now as they flash up. And you might not see a more dull upgrade screen for the entirety of my predictions here, because we've got four players and each and every one is staying exactly the same as their FIFA 18 card in terms of overall rating. There are some slight changes in terms of stats that you can see, and that's what we're going to cover now, where we've got Fabinho remaining as an 84. Slight change in his stats we've taken up his shooting by 3, 6 of a little bit too low for a guy that scored 7 goals, I think it was, in the league for Monaco last season. So we changed that a little bit, but his card, apart from that, remaining exactly the same. Jordan Henderson, again, rating staying the same, 82 rating overall. I think he's a bit of an unsung hero sometimes, and a lot of people give him a lot of stick, but I don't think he's a bad central midfielder, and he can anchor quite nicely. We've kept his a lot of his stats the same, but pace going down by 1 from 72 to 71. We've taken his defending up by 2 to reflect that I think he's a good anchoring midfielder from 76 to 78, and we've kept his physical the same and his passing the same, shooting the same as well. Like I said, the card's staying pretty much the same on the whole. In fact, sorry, we have taken in his dribbling by 1 as well from 76 to 75, but still, on the whole, pretty similar card to FIFA 18 in my opinion. Naby Keita, 83 rated on FIFA 18. Again, exactly the same I think in FIFA 19. I think some people might call for an upgrade here. I don't think he's warranted. I actually think his dribbling is going to go down slightly from 89 to 88. I think 89 is outrageously high for Naby Keita. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's good on the ball, but even 88 I think might be a slight bit too steep. So I think you're going to see that stat coming down Shooting we've taken up there by 1 from 71 to 72, and his passing we've increased from 77 to 79. Physical remaining the same at 17, defending staying the same at 62. I think he's kind of, like I say, overall will stay the same, but a couple of tweaks in his individual stats. Oxlade-Chamberlain we've kept the same, but we have changed his position from a right-sided midfielder to a centre mid, which is obviously where he played the majority of his football last season, and fitted in there pretty nicely. Pace was taken down by 1 from 88 to 87. I don't think he's as quick as he once was, still very, very quick, especially for a central midfielder, but I don't think he's quite as electric as he was when he first burst onto the scene. Dribbling we've kept the same, defending we've taken up by a few from 52 to 56 to reflect the fact that he's playing that central midfield role. Physical we've taken up by 1 as well from 70 to 71, passing up by 1 from 74 to 75, and shooting, you know, we all know, being a Man City fan especially, he scored a couple of bangers last season. We've taken from 70 to 73, so a pretty nice increase there. It's just a real shame that he's not going to be seeing the pitch much next season, so that card is unlikely to change. But now let's move on to finish with the forwards. So we're now on to the attacking players for Liverpool. We've got 2 pages of these, starting off with the 3 wingers, 3 players that I think it's going to be very interesting to see how they perform next season. We've got, of course, Sadio Mane, the left winger, 84 rated on FIFA 18, Mohamed Salah, who had an unbelievable season, as we all know, last year. 85 rated card he had on FIFA 18 in the end after an upgrade, and just tons and tons of special cards. And then a new transfer from Stoke City, Xherdan Shaqiri, 82 rated he was on FIFA 18. A player that can be so frustrating, a ton of ability, it goes without saying, but is he always in there for the fight? Is he always up for it? Is he always giving his all? That is certainly a question mark he's always had over him throughout his entire career. But looking at the cards I predicted to FIFA 19, you can see again we've got a bit of everything. We've got a downgrade, an upgrade, and a card staying the same. Starting off with the one staying the same, Sadio Mane, 84 rated. I think some people might say he wanted an upgrade to 85. I think 84 is about right. But again, we've kept his overall rating the same, but we have given him some small boosts in the individual stats. We've taken his pace up by 1 from 93 to 94. He's absolutely unbelievably quick, as we all know, Sadio Mane. We've also taken his dribbling up by 1 from 85 to 86. Physical remains the same at 75, as does his defending at 36, which is pretty irrelevant for Mane. Shooting we kept the same at 78, and passing also the same at 74. It'd be interesting to see actually if he gets, say, a weak foot boost, because he scored a few great goals on his left foot last season, because that's something that could be worth mentioning as well, and keeping an eye out for when his card comes out for FIFA 19. Looking at the player we've gone with the downgrade on, it's Xherdan Shaqiri, who I don't think impressed at all for Stoke last season. I think he's part of the reason, a big part of the reason I should say, for then getting relegated. Is a player that they turned to almost carry the team at times, and he just wasn't able to do that. And for that, I've taken him down by 1 from 82 to 81. Still a pretty well-rounded card for a winger, but always going to be lacking the pace. We've taken that down by 1 again from 83 to 82. Dribbling gone down by 1 as well from 84 to 83. Physical and defending staying exactly the same, with his shooting remaining the same, and his passing going down by 3 to 75. Like I mentioned, just if Klopp can get a tune out of him, could be an unreal signing, especially for the fee paid being pretty small, just 13 million. But he's always had question marks over his attitude, and it's going to be interesting to see how he does, because he's going to be a bit part player, you would think, as well. But the one that I'm sure you're all thinking about when you clicked on this video, Mohamed Salah, what's he going to be next year? I've gone with 87. I was very tempted to give him an 88, but I think 87 is what we're going to see as a Mo Salah card next year. Still going to be a frightening card, and going to be incredibly expensive, especially at the start of the game. Pace we've kept at 93. Dribbling we've taken up by a couple to 89. And when I was on about Naby Keita's dribbling, he was 89 last season. That's what Salah should be next year. Incredible on the ball. Is that you know he's good, because the defenders know which way he's going to go on that left foot, and are still not able to stop him. 89 dribbling, like I say, has been a bit of an upgrade by 2. Defending we kept the same, and physical we kept the same. Shooting we taken up by 5 though, as it's got to be done, hasn't it? The amount of goals he scored last season could even be higher than that 82 we've given him there. And passing we've also taken up, but just by the 1 from 76 to 77. But now we've just got 2 players left to look at, and they are both strikers, Firmino and Daniel Sturridge. So Firmino and Sturridge to end on then, 2 pretty contrasting players in terms of their Liverpool careers. Firmino obviously going from strength to strength, still pretty early at his time there, whereas Sturridge well past his peak, at the peak of his powers, it's fair to say, and something that we don't even know if he's going to be in a Liverpool shirt at the start of next season. But 84 rated was Firmino on FIFA 18, and a really nice card as well that I really enjoyed using in Ultimate Team. And Sturridge was 82 rated, but of course had that pretty notorious pace downgrade from, I think it was 89 to 76, huge decrease that got a lot of people talking at the launch of that game. But in terms of FIFA 19 cards, there's a few changes here actually. We've gone from Firmino, we've kept him at an 84 rated card, but tweaked his card slightly. His pace going up by 1 from 77 to 78, his shooting by 1 from 82 to 83, passing remaining the same at 80, physical remaining the same at 79, and dribbling remaining the same at 86, with defending also staying the same. But Sturridge made some pretty wholesale changes on, downgraded him by 4 from 82 to 78. I mean, I think the fact that he went out on loan to West Brom last season, still couldn't get anywhere near the team, that says something about where he is right now in his career, and he really needs to get his head down and try and recapture some of that form that saw him be a massive, massive threat in the past for Chelsea, for Liverpool, even for City at his younger times there. But the card, although I've downgraded it, has got a couple of boosts in there, or one significant one at least. His pace, I've put back up by a bit to 81. I think 76 is a bit harsh for Sturridge, even for now towards the end of his career. I think he's quicker than 76, so I've put him up by 5 to 81. Dribbling we've taken down by a couple from 79 to 77. Physical we've dropped as well from 68 to 65, and his passing from 69 to 68. But his shooting as well downgraded 82 to 79. To be honest, I said there was a couple of upgrades. It was only the pace really that was put up by a few. But 78 a pretty major downgrade, and again one that I think you guys could have a little bit to say on. But that is going to end off this Liverpool player rating predictions video, guys. Any cards that you have any thoughts on, let me know in the comment section down below, as I mentioned at the start. And I'd love to hear your opinions. Also, let me know again, as I mentioned at the start, where you think Liverpool are going to finish in the Premier League next season, and what team you would like to see me do next in these player rating prediction videos as well. But that's going to wrap this one up, guys. Hope you all did enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you next time. Nidge out.